Hello and welcome back to another Tartan Talk Tuesday. Last week, within a period of 6 days, I did 3 different fashion shows, which is quite unusual. I don't normally do that many even in the run of a month or even a quarter, let alone a week. Just so happened that all of these dates kind of fell within the same period of time. So I decided that perhaps it would be an interesting Tartan Talk video to do a whole backstage, behind the scenes kind of view. I've been doing this a lot with different photo shoots I've done and with the dance team, but I haven't been able to do this for fashion shows in quite a few years. So all I did was take behind the scenes footage. The very first fashion show I did was in Fredericton, New Brunswick. It was actually a fundraiser for the Fredericton Society of St. Andrews Pipe Band. I will leave their link down below if you want to go check them out. This is their 90th anniversary. The band formed in 1927. The great folks from the Atlantic Hairstyling and Aesthetics Academy came out to do hair for all of the models. And the show itself was at the Picaroons Roundhouse. Picaroons is a local Fredericton brewery, and they were gracious enough to lend us the space to put the show on, and it was a really, really gorgeous room, amazing space, generous folks, and delicious pints. Now, when doing a show where you haven't met the models prior to the show, which in this case I hadn't, you sort of have to improvise and take more samples than you plan on showing just to try and make sure that you have enough for everybody. I think it went quite well. I just love the Fredericton Pipe Band. So thanks once again for having me. So that show was on Saturday night. 2 days later, on Monday, was the Redken show. Now, Redken has a giant hair show that lasts 3 or 4 days, and Monday was the culmination of the whole weekend of shows. It also happens to be the launch of Atlantic Fashion Week, so they decided to combine the two and make a joint event. They had 2 celebrity Redken stylists come in from Toronto, Cindy and George, and they led the team in this fundraiser show that was held at a local nightclub here in Halifax called The Dome. Redken stylists came together from all across the city, along with fabulous makeup artists, to transform the models and let their art and ours come together. There were 3 designers that showed that night. I was lucky enough to be chosen to be one of them, and I just had a great time being able to see a bunch of models I hadn't seen in a while, dust off the heels, and have it be a great launch for Fashion Week. Which brings me to the 3rd and final show, my Atlantic Fashion Week showcase. This was held on Friday night. Atlantic Fashion Week is in its 11th season, and I have shown in all 11 seasons thus far. This year's showcase was mainly held at Casino Nova Scotia. The amazing Redken team, led by Eddie, and the fantastic team of makeup artists, led by Heidi, did really, really fantastic jobs. Halifax is a really interesting fashion industry to be a part of, and there's such a wide variety of style and design and perspective, and you can really see that when you go and see one of these showcases. And of course, we always have a ton of fun backstage, lots of chats, lots of laughs, and lots of dancing to try and get those pre-show jitters out of the system. And then, finally, it is showtime. I had a really great time at all 3 shows, I have to say. I've never done that many shows in 1 week before, and they were all very, very different beasts from each other, but I really, really had a great time. It sort of led me to be a little bit inspired coming back into the studio after Fashion Week was over. I had posted on the weekend that I wanted to do a Thanksgiving weekend sale because it was just Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada. I've decided to extend it for the week. So, until Sunday, October 15th, I'm offering a 15% discount on any custom order. I will link my email address down below if you want to get in touch, as well as my website. Also, in a couple of weeks will be my 9th anniversary starting this fashion line, so I just think it's an appropriate time to do a big sale. So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell any friends that are interested about the 15% off sale, and I will see you next week for another Tartan Talk Tuesday. Cheers.